outside. Wait, what's happening? Yeah, okay, so you went quiet whenever I started talking. Uh-huh. Why are you fighting natives?
I thought that game was really close to being ended. But, hey, that's a guy I've seen. I've seen him all the time. No, I've seen a meme about him. It's like he names he like realizes that the kid or whatever was a female. There's a meme about it. I've seen. It has his face. You know, you know, mhm. So Jamaicans are here now
top hilly part right
in
here.
this area. I think.
I'm going to slingshot a road through here, just a follow along this contour line too,
Yeah.
and I will extend it past the zoning tile, but that's only to make planning a bit easier. This is a positive development. Use the parallel mode, and with 11 units separation, we need to make a small curve with here. And if it seems this is it's because it is. Don't worry. This is just base layout for the city. We are going to do one more connection. I need this tile. So I even added in just because it's going to help me plan the grid. I think it's only here if the road can be used or zoned. And in this case, none of this can be used or zoned. Now finally, we can pull this down and curve out just like that. And because we have this, now we know exactly what I want to do. I'm going to builder.
Builders. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The probability of me understanding this is zero. You should AI that with Copilot. Explain it to me like I'm 5. I get it now. Snack time?
AI that with a Windows 11 PC from Best Buy. Still staying up late gaming solo? With Hackle AI, get the
Mm.
ultimate companion for your playtime. I noticed.
I have been building in Minecraft for almost 10 years. In fact, right here is one of my oldest builds, a steampunk factory I built in 2016. And since then, I've been building every day. But I had one problem. These builds looked incredible, but as soon as you move around or try to explore, it don't go down. You couldn't go very far. I needed to build bigger and better. But then I had the perfect idea. So I decided to recreate the entire Cars movie in Minecraft. This was going to be my largest and most detailed project yet, so I needed a plan. Starting with phase one, we need to rebuild the entire city. This means recreating almost 14 unique buildings. Phase two will be the most work. We need to build the Cadillac Range, Willie's View, the waterfall, and more. And finally, phase three, we're going to build every character in the Cars movie and recreate some iconic scenes. But with that being said, let's start with phase one. Now, before I started building anything, I actually made a mini model of the city. This was to help visualize the layout of the game. And from here, I started the first building. Oh, okay, cool. The radiators for the courthouse and fire department. This was the perfect structure to start off with because it was in every image of the city. But as I was finishing up the build, I realized that I forgot one thing. My chat actually wanted me to build the statue of Stanley right out front. I mean, I tried, man. After finishing our statue, we're done with the first building, but we still have a lot more to go. So I moved on and added basic walls to the side stores. And just down the street, I started working on Casa della Tire. The layout of the building was kind of weird, so I started with that, added the walls and details. Oh yeah. getting somewhere. We do have a tower of towers. Wait, what? Did I say that right? We have a tower of tires. We need to make this tire tower look nice. Oh wow, now the gap is too long, bro. The gap in your teeth is too long, bro. And after we're finished with the tire tower, we can move on to our third building. We'll start building the what is this, Ramones? I think it's called. Yeah, Ramones. That was really damn good. Oh man, I went back and made details, and we were speeding through this. I had one big problem. I had to see like see so far up in either from YouTube or Google, and it was really difficult to find anything for the actual layout. But luckily, someone in my chat sent me a link of the entire Radiator Springs in the PS3 video game. Okay, it kind of looks like shit, but that's okay. But we could see three buildings I was the most worried about: Lowe's V8 Cafe, the Curios Building, and the Cozy Cone Motel. So I started building Lowe's V8 Cafe, bro. This is gonna be really annoying to build, bro. I can already see it. So I started to work on the main structure, but here in a little bit, you'll see why I was so worried. No, it's not her. Why did I just type in? Oh my god, I just typed in Twitter, bro. What the? Give me a screenshot. So yeah, we have our like super basic shape. This is how like you map on top of the roof. So you're just gonna do that. We can start doing like the logo now. This could actually work. Oh my god, this is not. So we have a good shape, right? But like, this is what I was most worried about. The logo was recognizable part of the build. So of course I had to make sure it looked good. And this did not look good. But I had an idea. Something that we'd be Chad, does anyone in here know how to do block displays? Now let me quickly explain what block displays even are. Basically it's a vanilla feature where you can turn any block into an entity. They added this feature back since 1.19, but you can only use it with command blocks. Thanks to Axiom though, this process is way easier. Now with this new tech, I can move the block wherever I want, I can stretch it, or I can make it super tall. Oh, create display entity. How do oh, here we go. Yo, okay, holy chat, we are cheating today. That's so cool. You can go there. I don't know if it's gonna work. This was my first time even touching block displays. So I tried making a version of the logo only using them. And it actually looks pretty good. Hey, listen, wait, this could look really good. Okay, let's move this over. Honestly, it does look pretty good. I was pretty satisfied, so I started to work on the text. Although this time I built it using blocks and like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? Look at this slow cake. Let's try to use block displays. I mean, I really tried, but I redid the text using block displays and it looks so much better. We did the sign. That took way too long. Here with shaders. Oh my god, that looks beautiful. I want to do the gas station stalls or whatever, right? So let's do those. The front of the build was definitely the weirdest part. The angled pillars and the odd roofs on top gave me a pretty big challenge at first. After finishing up the stalls, we were finally done with the V8 Cafe. Even now, this might be my favorite build of the
Yeah.
entire city, and that's because it looks like this at night. Block displays absolutely low when you put a light inside of it, but we actually use the same technique for the next build. The Radiator Springs Curios. Starting off the foundation was actually pretty easy, but I knew the worst of the building would get a massive sign. One side there. Remember pace. If I use blocks, oh no. I use them anyways. That looks pretty good actually. I'm happy with that. What you're watching right now is just an hour of work, and we barely got any of it done. Look at that. If you want it, then we got it. Whatever you want in the store, bro, we got it. Holy shit, that took way too long right here. What else do we need? At this point, the display things were getting super repetitive, and I needed to take a break. Triggers done. Fuck you. Oh my god. If I build any more of any of this shit, bro, I'm going to lose my mind. You're going to see the first Minecraft builder banned on Minecraft. But on Twitch, whatever. I felt like I was going crazy, so I wanted to build something a little bit different. I'm gonna build the best Lightning McQueen you guys have ever seen, bro. First, we need like the shape of him. How about you don't build, dude? Off this. Create display entity. Oh yeah. Look at that. What the fuck? Oh shit. Maybe I was a little bit smaller. Oh, dude, that's Lightning McQueen, bro. Okay, well, what? Like we can fix it up. Look at his wheels, bro. We just need a little bit more. No, black dye. It's kind of looks like a smile. Boom. And then we'll stretch it out.
This is you. Wait, no, this is you. And you want to conquer the world of Albion?
Ew, dude, he got some yellow teeth, bro. What did I just do to him? Oh yeah, here we go. Show me them pearly whites. Yo. Come on, dude. Like, if you're seeing that, you're like, that's Lightning McQueen. Listen, I know we're barely halfway through the city. He does look pretty cool, though. Look at that. Okay, fine. I promise I won't make another character until phase 3. I promise. Let's just keep building. Nice. Look at that, chat. Junk. What you guys are. A bunch of fucking junk. Brofist. At this point, I think we were on our 3rd hour into our 2nd stream, but we made some amazing progress and it was looking great. Detail this building was by far the most
Oh,
fun
I
part,
just
especially
say
adding all
it.
the colors and even the trees in the background. And with
That's
the final
interesting.
blocks, we were done with this building, which by itself almost took 12 hours. But I can't lie, once you have the one movie. Oh my god, look at that. Radiator Springs Curios, bro. And then right across, you have the Flows Cafe. Oh, fucking go, man. With our 2nd building done, we can move on to the final and largest building, the Cozy Cone Motel. Okay, we got a cone. What the fuck? I think this looks good right here. We can place it. Alright, let's move this thing out now. I used orange stained glass with redstone walls to smooth the cone out. Then I used quartz pillar for the garage texture. That kind of looks like it, right? So after I finished the awning and some of the details, we were done with our first cone. Then I tried to replicate the layout as good as possible, and it was already taking shape. Lightning McQueen for real. Bro, look, I actually built you. That's you. After finishing up the layout, we have one more thing. The Cozy Cone sign. Okay, we've been using a ton of, like, block displays. I'm not doing block displays, trust me.
I promise I won't use black displays.
As promised, I didn't use any block displays, and I actually used banners. But then I spawned in custom player heads, and I don't know, I mean, I still think it looks pretty good. That looks so sick, actually. We're going to see this texture right now. Should I snap my fingers, and then it transitions to a texture? Boom. Yeah, wait. Look at that. Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. The ground texture looks amazing. We killed it with this. And with the final big building out of the 3, our progress was looking amazing. We're at around 50% of the entire city done. But almost a week in, I had a change of plans. We've built all of this so far. And honestly, it looks a little bit boring. So, the plan for today's stream, we're going to be doing terrain. Oh, dude, I barely know how to do terrain. Good luck to me. Even though we weren't ready for the city, I thought it'd be a good time to start the terrain. And we had a lot to get done. The first thing I wanted to do was build a rock in the middle. It was the most iconic part of the entire city. And with that being said, the shape is so weird, it was actually really difficult to build. But after some trial and error, we were actually looking pretty good. So I went over in detail and hand placed some blocks until... Oh my fucking god. Do you see... Wait, ready? Quick. Why are you going all the way around? Stop! No! It's still going. Yeah, I still don't even know what happened, but that reset a lot of progress. It didn't take that long to clean up, but it was definitely annoying. Soon after, I did the RS logo and the surrounding details, and it was looking really good. Oh, load in, load in. The main rock, Radiator Springs, bro. From this far away, huge. From this point forward, we had to use a mod called Distant Horizons to see the entire
I'm
build.
watching
Just as a
someone
reference, this is the max readiness you can have on
build.
the rock literally unloads when you get to the city. You can barely even see the rock we just spent like 6 hours on. At this point, I realized our
What?
project was getting really big, and we have a lot
I'm
of
watching a
left to do.
video of
This is
this
basically
guy
what we have
building
done so
Radiator
far, and this is
Springs
what we
in
need to build.
Minecraft.
So the next thing I tackled was these big cliffs. I started by making a hilly and rough terrain.
Like
Then I put in
cars.
huge cylinders for placeholders. This is going to be for the basic shape, and then we can do a lot more. These are going to look like actual cliffs soon. So I spent the entire stream smoothing and shaping out these massive cliffs. Most of my process was just combining axial to make it easier for me. Like, look at this. Oh, man. Okay, we're like halfway done. You think they replicate the world of the parking? Hey, we only have the smartest questions here, bro. We're just gonna speed past this because it's like 3 hours straight of just texturing these rocks. Oh my god. It makes this town that we've had like so tiny, bro. Why? Our build was looking more complete every day, and I was in a pretty good mood. The cliffs looked great, and they added so much immersion. But there was a huge empty plains that I needed to fill out, and I had the perfect thing to build. Willie's Butte. How the fuck am I gonna build this? Should I have the racetrack like here? I can actually draw. Like that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try to build this rock first. It was a little bit of a challenge at first just because of how weird the rock shape was. But after adding the details to the individual rocks, it was looking a little bit better. I was super happy with how this turned out, so I moved on to the surrounding area. Boom, we're done. Let's do the racetrack. With this weird bowl in the back was definitely the interesting part. But even after detailing, there was one more thing missing. So this looks fucking sick. Maybe, oh, you know, what if we do this actually? Can I just, what the hell? Make the space seem like, God, that's Okay, we'll just do one. Right here. Here's the pit of cactus that he falls into, kind of. Like, this is a really cool rock formation. Because we get all the details, man. We get all the details. You hear that? Oh, look at that. You can see it from Radiator Springs. And, of course, a nice little break to see our progress so far. That's so cool. The terrain is 8 days worth of streaming. We even had a few landmarks to show our progress. The sheer scale of what we had was insane. But the thing is that we hadn't fully finished Radiator Springs yet. We need like 5 more buildings or 4 more buildings here, right? We're back in the city basically. So I want to start building structure. Okay, our original plan was
The room. Internet.
plan looks like a total mess right now. But we still have this really big empty plot of land.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, we can go back to our 3D model for reference. But there was a big problem. This was something we become less and less accurate. We had this random building here, the Rudville Rating Culvery. And just on the street, we had these 2 random buildings that looked the exact same. These were never in the movie. So we couldn't really use this anymore as a reference. So I just went back to using Google. And things were going pretty smoothly. This building was not that hard to make. Until I found out I was building the wrong thing. Look at this, chat, look. This is what we should have built. Right? The Dog Hudson Racing Museum. But this is why it's confusing me, because they have a fucking racing museum right there, bro. What the hell is this one? Which show is that from? We've been building cars for like a month. What do you mean, what show is it from, bro? Okay, maybe I should have been, but we can still fix it. It's not that bad. So I moved over the building, and this time I made the correct racing museum, which was originally Doc Hudson's clinic, so I got that confused. After that, I started with the surplus hut. The shaping of this one was actually pretty interesting. I used debugged walls for the corrugated metal look, and I used TNT for the American flag. And look at this American flag, chat. Look at that. Holy. I hope you guys are all saluting. If you're not, I'm banning you. I finished it all up by adding the sign and some of the roof details, and we just got 3 buildings done in one string. We still have to finish the final 3. Starting with, we're going to build Terminator's junkyard. I wanted to recreate that scrap metal feel. I think it did pretty well. On the other hand, you guys kind of see it. Oh, it looks terrible, bro. What the fuck? I do not know how much longer I can do these songs. After I fixed it up, I moved on and built the back of the junkyard. Apparently, this part is where Lightning McQueen was trapped in the can. I don't remember that at all. But after the layout was done, I found some details and we were finished with the junkyard. I mean, we did kill it though. This looks done. This looks like his junkyard.
Skeleton.
This is a really, I gotta say this, not because of how it looks, but because of who lives there. And as we know, Mater is Lightning McQueen's best friend. So it would make sense to build it next. Like, we already built Lightning McQueen. Dude,
Use your skeleton for
10 times better. I felt pretty confident making Mater, but I had a little bit of trouble. What can we do for his Wait, the boy has an idea, man. Yo, what the hell? Why is this so difficult? He looks terrible. Bro, what the hell, man? Why is this so difficult? He looks terrible. Oh my god, he looks high. Hold on, wait. Alien Mater. Oh my god, he looks high. Slow Mater. Alien Mater. Mater on booze. Dude, I'm gonna hear your words. Watch. Watch. Maybe go out of teeth. Oh, what is this, man? It was not looking good so far, but I moved everything up and things kind of got a little bit better, but even then, something was still off about it. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it that I can't, like, it looks like a puppy. It's the ender eyes. Does that look like that? This is going to be the crazy part. After fixing the eyes and adding the final details, we had a really good made on that. Okay, hold on. Dude, I thought you'd, like, pick them up. Now we have 2 of our most iconic characters to build. That looks really, really good. Look at that. This is why we mine. Theater right here. Look at that. It's not my fucking fingers, bro. The theater was actually pretty easy to build, even though I got it wrong the first time. I don't even know how I messed up this badly, but whatever. But for the last building of Radiator Springs, we built Fillmore's, like, little house things. This looks annoying, bro. I want... Wow, oh my god. Fuck you, man. This one was by far the most annoying build out of all of them. Doing the sign out front and the tie-dye design, I hated it. Oh my god, it's so annoying to do. We like these business. That's the point of the. They have built this like for fun, and after Fillmore, we can do it with phase 1, and we can officially move it off on the plan. But we are missing two very important parts of phase two, though. In some of these images, you can see these weirdly shaped rocks in the back. And of course, we have to build them. See, I wasn't lazy, I was just a little bit intimidated. So I started off by doing some basic shaping. This looks crazy, bro. I don't, dude, holy shit, this looks like a fucking mess, man. I need to lock in, bro. Why does it look like this? These are basically massive cars textured to look like rocks. And with that in mind, it made it a little bit easier to recreate this formation. But now we have to see if it actually looks good in our terrain. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was a little bit earlier. That kind of works, no? I was pretty satisfied, so I did some very basic texturing. Then I went back and did some more details. Honestly, I was a little bit lazy, so I just took the same model and then I retextured it like 3 more times. I was really happy with how this turned out, and it felt nice to have an extra element in terrain. But now I can turn my attention to something I've been worried about at the beginning, which is the Cadillac range. This mountain range has been in the background since the start, and I didn't want to build them. Yeah, we're going to build these. So the plan was to build 3 variations of these rocks and then scale them up with Axiom. Boom.
I've seen a lot in my 81 years, and one thing has been true through it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Dude, it's huge. It looks terrible, but it's like these, right? I had to position these correctly because every one of these rocks is actually hitting height limit. But after getting some good places, we can start texturing. Okay, let me lock in. We're going to texture this entire thing. Out of the large-scale texturing that we've done so far, this one's actually not even that bad. But the more interesting part was I was using Axiom to recreate that literal rocky texture, and it actually looked really good. Dude, like, look at that. I'm not even kidding you, Chad. That made it so much better. And with the final additions to the terrain, I was super happy with how this turned out. Dude, it looks like the big rock. Dude, I love it. I love it. I want to only appreciate it. And with phase 2 done, we can look back at our progress so far. Except for one thing. See, when you're flying from above, the city looks kind of bad. Some terrain wasn't even filled in. The fire station had no backside, and half of the stores were completely empty. And for some reason, I still had the mini model for the beginning of the video. We have like these blocks and stuff right here. We have, this terrible stuff. This doesn't look good. We have a grab block in the middle of the road. It's chaos, man. It's chaos. I'm here to fix it today. So here's a basic rundown of what I did. I added the terrain, deleted the mini model, textured the road, drank some water, textured the grass, undid the road texture and made it all
Yeah,
black.
why don't you lift her? She's a 19-year-old girl.
Finally finished closed cafe sign. We actually added the 8 this time. But for the biggest change of this entire stream so far,
That's
build radiators, bring the double.
that's really funny. Oh, there's no. Now he's carrying her. Oh, yeah, she looks really bad. Yeah, no. Oh, he just dropped her. Yeah, you say dropped you. Sorry. He was poor man. A poor man of a girl. Mm. Yeah, people can. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Yeah, I never knew his name, but yeah, that guy. You're trying. Uh-oh. He fell in the water, it looks like. He's too drunk. Hey, look at his hand twitching.
Let's try it out, bro. Replace red and sand.
This
You know
is
what I mean? I'm not
gone.
a big
Well,
fan of this at all. Really shaders?
this is
Yeah, I
stop.
don't know. Maybe I should. You know what? I don't know
Let's
actually.
try that
Should I
picture.
keep it like this? I don't know actually. I don't mind it. Like the more I look at it, chat, I'm not gonna lie, the more I kind of like it. It actually makes the background pop out more. I think I like the sand actually. Now when I do this, I got so many comments
I
telling
will
me to
see.
switch it back. But even months later, I still prefer normal sand. Let me add some more stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
think
is
it's gonna
this
do the
gonna be like
trees
a
though.
fever
Right here,
dream?
is gonna turn into a jungle, bro. Honestly, at this point in the build, I wasn't feeling too confident about how it looked. It honestly felt really empty, but I had a realization that all we needed was trees. So I built a few oak trees, and they were already coming together. And I saved this detail for last, that they were usually surrounding the buildings. We built a shit ton today, bro. And then with almost 100 hours into the project so far, we can finally say we're done with phase two. This was already my most
Mm-hmm.
expansive and detailed project ever.
You
And
probably
with
are about
every
to say
single building done, I didn't know what else to build. But I had a realization. This thing doesn't really feel alive. I mean, sure, we have Lightning McQueen and Mater, but I think we need more characters. Also the scenes. And the plan is to build each character when they live in the city. This means we have around 14 cars to fully recreate. But to start off, let's go to the Cozy Cove
Yeah, I don't
Motel and
like
start building
these
Sally. Now, I tried using
missions
normal
and
plugs at
crossing
first,
seed
and it
that,
didn't
yeah,
really
I
work
have a
out.
fever dream with
She
them.
is really, like, okay, the
No.
car is really curvy. So I gave it a new plug. And
Yeah,
if I wanted to keep it in scale, this was definitely the better chance. You know what? Hey, he's looking, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're definitely getting better, especially adding the eyes and fixing the windshield up. And having McQueen next to her helped a lot for scale. One of my favorite details is adding our own Porsche.
I think it's
With
muted.
an iron horse armor inside. And of course, we use glow like an adder tramp stamp. Bro, look at that.
Alright.
Come on now. Come on.
And all the kings and queens that kick us about. As gentlemen of fortune, we enjoy plenty and satisfaction, pleasure and ease, liberty and power.
Yeah, that guy that died. Yeah, these are all the people who are dead. Yeah. This kid sounded really like demonic or dead. Really drunk. In his stomach of his, in his stomach of his. Yeah. Yeah. And he was assassinated. Assassin.
But when he tried to fly away, Technology could uplift the animal, but its size is
I think all you're doing is assassinating.
Why keeps you wondering? Don't make you happy. I'm so close, Caroline. Please, just let me do this. Just fight. That's driving me mad. It's courage. Courage. What then? I can handle this. Now, always carrying on. You could be building things up. Oh, building yourself up.
I think that was actually reality that time. Screw Lefty.
Captain Kenway! You look like a bowl of plum duff. Christ. Oh, it's gonna head for 10. On your feet.
Could have been. Yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah, I was just thinking about it, but he didn't get up and act like nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't get up now because like nothing should ever happen.
It'll be tough to know your
Yeah.
cat dog still. And he can't sail. You're leaving. I am. I have another calling elsewhere. I didn't. When your heart and your head are ready, visit the assassins. I think it's
Yeah. I said yeah. Mm. So,
Shader, headlights even work. And you have a little porch amplifier.
Point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base 44.
really
Ooh. I can't lie, this character looks a lot better than the But after we finish with our third character, we kind of go all the way down and constantly. Luigi and Guido. And with our first one being Guido, he was so small that I could just use block displays for the entire thing. One of my favorite details was using candles and honestly, that's not even that bad. We just got the entire thing. Look at these driving. I do have to make the other guy. For some reason, when I was with Luigi, my chat couldn't agree with what block he was. And that would give me some really stupid suggestions. Bro, bamboo looks like shit. Why do we think about bamboo? Y'all want to see bamboo? Nice, dude. Nice. But by the end of it, I stuck with yellow concrete powder. And after finishing that little yacht in the front, we were finished with our two cars. They're chilling, bro. They're happy where they work, and they're smiling. Because guess what? We just them. Ooh, two of them. They look cute. Thank you. And just across the street, I started working on one of my favorite characters. We can put Ramon's like right here. I want a bright purple, beautiful purple concrete. The build started off strong, but I was worried about a few key details. Like, how do I do his mustache right here? Look at that. Maybe black candle. Ooh, this could be it. Like, do you guys kind of see it? I kind of see it. I kind of see it. Right? Oh my god. You guys see it? Hold on. Look at that. This pattern right here. Dude, look at that. And the funny line, everything I added place powder for delivery and music disc for the wheels. And it looked pretty good. Oh, that's Bill. Not Bill Moore. Shit. That's Ramon. Hold on, wait. I want to see what shaders now. Please look good. Please look good with shaders, please.
you happened here.
Wait. Ramon is one of Ramon's, dude. I don't know what I meant with this. you remotely can go to our next car. Okay, flow is where it's going to be really annoying. We might be stuck here. Might need to use prism. In order to really capture her shape here, we had to use display piece for her body. But one of my favorite details we're building her fins in the back of the tail lights.
Gain and glory is a match of the ring.
Okay, chill out, bro.
And I have come to feel the assassins.
Oh, that looks nice. The shaders with the glowing cafe. Wait, hold on. I love the sign. The sign is so clean.
No.
But for our ninth character, we can go all the way down the road.
Rushing around, taking whatever
Dude, this was actually the first build that we ever made. You know? Okay, red, give me red. Since the fire truck was pretty large, I built this with block displays and full blocks. This allowed me to do some pretty cool details, like adding stairs and a blast furnace on the inside. I think we're done. That's not bad, actually. I mean, that's the fire truck. Oh, we need to do his flowers. I almost forgot.
There's not a man or woman that I love left standing beside me.
Oh, yeah.
There is time to make a
Nico, are you going to add the abandoned area?
Mary.
Oh, with shaders, it looks so nice.
Before she died, she asked me
And with
to
our
keep
ninth
my
character
eye.
done, I actually wanted to move out of the city for this next one. Because I had a pretty important scene in mind that I wanted to build. I want to make Doc Hudson and Lightning McQueen race here. Dude, blue terracotta will match purple. That, I've never seen more of a Doc Hudson color than this. With Doc Hudson being such an important character, we needed to make sure he looked good. But even with block displays, it was still really difficult.
That gave her hope you might one day fight.
Okay, smooth it out like this, boom, stretch it out,
She told me.
boom. This is a lot harder. There's a lot more detail on Doc Hudson than there is on Sally. For the previous card, I didn't want to use that many block displays because I wanted to keep it a little bit vanilla. But with how complicated the character started getting, I had to let loose a little bit. But after this change in mindset, I don't want to say we nailed his look here. You should have smoke on the back of the cars. I don't know what I could do for that. What if it made like brown stained glass?
Many years ago.
Oh, look at this. Ooh, wait. Wait, hold on. Shaders. Oh, that looks really cool. Dude, that looks really cool. Doc Hudson and not Radio Spring. Doc Hudson and Lightning McQueen. I also did put him in the city next week, but I was really happy with how he turned out, but I needed 3 more characters to finish all of the cars in the city. So I started with the sheriff. I want to try to get like 3 characters done today. Where should we put them though? Like maybe here? Now you can look at yourself. How are we going to make this car this time? Honestly, I just think Doc Hudson in the black car. So, even though this saved a lot of time, we still have to redo a few details. Like changing the wheels and adding the sheriff badge on the side. A belt with a logo could go crazy, actually. Hold on. Now that we were adding the details and changing the bumper, it was really coming together. But there was one detail I had, which was the siren on top.
Let's try.
I've already got it in my head. So just watch. Just a little bit larger. Look at that, bro. Look at that. See, somebody in here could have told me, okay, I'll try it out. I'll try out the damn redstone. Oh, it might actually be better. Oh, it looks better. Okay, fine. We won, bro. I'm not even mad. Okay, fine. Good ideas. Let's just keep building. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Our next character actually has their own house this time. So we start building Fillmore in this weird dead thing. But honestly, we didn't start with this. Get up. What can you?
Have enough light shields. 1, 3 kills. Not bad for a first round.
What am I making, man? Okay, maybe, you know what? Hold on. Full reset. I actually did the same thing as the fire truck. It makes block displays and blocks. Also, I thought it'd be better if we moved to the VA cafe. I need you guys to trust the process right now. He looks like a worm, but like, are we not looking? It's kind of looking good. It's kind of looking good. Building a Volkswagen van at this scale was super difficult. Volkswagen had its own livery. But for our first time, we didn't do that for the details. Other side, other side. Fine. I already have an idea for the rainbow. Watch this, chat. Watch. Okay, what colors are the rainbow, chat? Red, yellow. You actually the color right? White G bib, red, orange, yellow. Green. It's every color. It's a fucking gradient, man. Watch. It's not like one of my favorite games is the Volkswagen logo. Also, what made his eyes super red. I think we're done with this. That's actually not bad. Whatever. We need to do the Jeep. Sorry, was a lot of fun displays, but honestly, it was a little bit boring. But I did a really cool combination of sunflowers and cans to make that army emblem. That's not bad. Not bad at all. At this point, the city was feeling so much more alive. And with 14 characters done, I can't lie, using blood split all the time was getting a little bit boring. But lucky for us, I made a promise at the start of the video. I had 3 super iconic scenes that I wanted to recreate. So flying back past Radiator Springs, the Big Rock, and the Cadillac Range was the perfect spot for the waterfall. But not just the waterfall. I wanted to recreate that classic scene of Sally driving across the bridge. I also wanted to build the road leading up to it and the wheel well motivated. This is going to be a lot. Large scale is so much faster. Moving back and forth from the movie to in-game, it got really confusing at times. But despite that fact, I was determined to finish this area. Yeah, this is how it's going to look, chat. It's going to look exactly like this. This was incredibly ambitious. This was my first time even building it. But after getting a really good shape, it's like the most important. We kind of got something here. Air. Give me like white. Texture was going to make or break this entire build, so I had to make sure it looked really good. Honestly, I was kind of struggling. If I was with Sally, bro, and she showed me this, I'm driving off the edge. Doing a waterfall at this scale was not easy, but after a lot of trial and error with stained glass, we actually made it work. Everything was really coming together, especially after texturing the rocks. We're basically done with like the general shape of this already. We need to do the trees now for the waterfall. Since building pine trees aren't too difficult, I was able to crack out 3 trees of different sizes. I used dark prismarine and warped fence gates to help detail the shape. Then it was time to test. How would this forest look hypothetically with these 3 trees? Ooh, that's not bad actually. Look at that, chat. Dude, that looks so cool. We're gonna add some clips. After seeing the terrain with the trees, I was so happy with how this was turning out. We just need to detail everything now. But man, what a fucking sight, bro. Actually crazy. On day 4, I finally got around to detailing the road. I finished the bridge and worked on the road leading up to the waterfall. Day 5 seemed pretty boring, but arguably was the most important part. Spending most of my day adding rocks, shrubs, and dry grass made the entire area feel so alive. And finally, after 6 days, we were done with the waterfall. The scale of this area was huge, but we weren't even done yet. Because just down the road, we need a place for the wheel to fit. So I had to work into even more terrain. After creating a flat area, it was time to start the motel. And making a wheel at this large of a scale was honestly pretty difficult. But after I was satisfied, I was going to do the car itself. This process was actually pretty similar to the one that we did in phase 2. Then it was going to add details in the trees surrounding the entire area. And then to finish everything off, I did block this place for the side itself. And with that, we were done with our first scene with Sally. And now we can put Sally on the bridge. Boom. And I put Sally right here. Look at that, dude. She's driving across the bridge. And what is she doing now? Like that. Boom! This entire extension took almost 9 days of streaming. And I was so proud of this new area. We built Doc Huts and we finished the what more do you ask for, dude?
You know, Red Hungry. Maybe. That's what I always thought. But wasn't she pregnant?
Okay, that's the pattern. Maybe I'll do it with the eyes. Dude, what the fuck am I making?
Actually, it's about me. I hold some small hope that you can welcome me back as I am. No, we can marry the God's eyes.
Now, we had this highway here for a while, but then we did nothing around until I had the amazing idea of building the
First sight of your beautiful face.
Cheers for this.
There's no way I can actually one of like he sneezes, right?
Your devoted husband.
Sneezes.
Oh yeah, see, I know all that stuff. The plan here was basically build back and then have the 4 tutors surround him. This is going to be really annoying. Dude, how the fuck am I going to build back here? Given this was the biggest character we have so far, I was intimidated at first. But use three sides. Oh wait, that actually looks good. Wait, why does Big Stuff look just like the rest of the I don't know if I'm crazy with this. Am I crazy? But now we're going to go into the trailer, which I was pretty worried about. Because of how detailed the deliveries are, it was really difficult. In Albion, where do you go? Look at what you do.
Thieves.
Honestly, the livery wasn't similar at all to the one in the movie, but I was still very proud of what we did. I think there were a little bit of I definitely the rest of the street make it feel more natural. But now we were better. It was funny, like the Queen's story. And honestly, this is easily my biggest character so far. At least we need to build the fortune.
What is it about the land?
I want to match the style of Mac, so at first I use only fonts. So I was taking it too difficult. What the fuck? Okay, I reset again and use font displays. So I rebuilt it with a strong, and the close ones are decent. Then the engine. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The anvil. I'm not a car guy, so bear with me. I love the idea of using an anvil as the blower and a cauldron as the spout. Then on the side, I used candles and fire blocks for the exhaust. Hour and 18 minutes before we did our first mission. I think we make the blue one now. I think we're gonna do lapis. Because of how blocky the car is, it was the easiest one of the four tuners. The back part was kind of scary because of the weird speaker setup, but it actually turned out pretty good. With two characters already done, this was going by pretty fast. Except we had one issue. The blue guy in the middle, when they make him fall asleep, I think we messed up the border. And then this one, yeah, just like that. Orange on the left of Mac. Thanks, bro. Yes, that's here on the left. Or do you mean left is in here? This is right. What do you mean this is right? Orange is left in the direction of travel. So he's on orange is your left. Left, right, up, down. Orange is in my left, bro. Everything is happening, bro. It didn't take that long to fix, but chat was not helping. This car also has amethyst clusters. Then I need to stand by a launch the wheels. And of course, the police powder. For a super tall wing, I made a pretty clean version of just using banners. Then I had stained glass for that at the end of the deck, and we were already done with our third car. Dude, look. Oh my god, it's actually coming together so nicely. I can do this. I can do this. I was going by pretty fast, but this was already 4 hours in one stream, and we only had one car left. So I started building the last two. He also wanted to be the curviest one. So I used for the basic case, and then I used gray wool to make the carbon fiber hood. The back was a little annoying, and I needed 3 Niagara tanks and a massive wing. But we got it in the end, and after adding some lights, we were done with our fourth tuner. Oh yeah, and I closed back side. And that's him sleepy.
Yeah. Now they found your little spot.
And of course, I find they call my credit. Honestly, I get very busy. Like, it shows how much.
And say that guy looks pretty.
Oh yeah, this is how far we're the actual city. You can barely see the water.
But he also looks like a bum.
The king loves more wine. Do you have more wine at this establishment? What makes it special is the addition of nutmegs. Spice. Our Majesty the King has delivered from the farm his subjects.
He's definitely trying to do that. You can't pick his in couple.
Charitably. You'll find no little people here. You must be lost, mate. Lost? On the contrary, I am here for this. To offer this boon from the king's table as a gesture of his goodwill. And with it, a truly real Edward among these others, to leave this place with you.
And I don't know.
Prefer. Myself, I'm inclined to the permanent solution. rendition of
No. I was trying to look, but he moved it really fast. Blackbeard?
After the last village, we had to go down the highway to an open area.
Alert. That's incredible.
I watched the entire movie, Sean. Yeah,
Blackbeard Jesus.
that was the base. Okay, so we know I said that was the biggest, but this is the biggest one.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's the octopus piece. I think Davy Jones is here in this timeline right now. I think he was around in 28.
I've been thinking of that.
Yeah.
What's your time for Maynard then? I need to go to Kingston. Pay him a quiet visit.
Getting lonely, not the easy. They say he's got a warship tearing up freebooters anywhere in the place.
The Grosso's proof and hold their own in the fight. Well enough.
Not hardly any sense. Maynard's got the king's navy behind him. But he knows. He says. I think he hates you most of all.
Even more reason for me to go in quiet.
Listen,
Oh, he saw the Indian Ocean then.
the girl's no fun. It's not even over to.
He like the first pirate ever.
Take us off the wing!
Yeah.
Unleash the main!
Use crossbows, guns, and royals. Using the renegade.
Raise your voices, become! Give everything he's got!
But once Davy Jones started getting really more popular was 1726. So about 100 years after. Yeah. The Davy Jones is rocking. Yeah.
You thought the mind's right.
It would have been cooler if his ship was named a Black Pearl. That would have been the ultimate. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Black Pearl, Black Pearl. He probably didn't think of it. That's true. Right if it did, I think. Yeah. Yeah. On TV channel. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 50.